Bene, ci sono battaglie che non finiscono sui giornali, ma si combattono ogni giorno, nel silenzio, tra le macerie della guerra e gli occhi smarriti dei bambini. Il nostro prossimo intervento ci riporta al cuore di ciò che chiamiamo civiltà, la cura dell'infanzia. Mariam Lambert, fondatrice della Orphan Feeding Foundation, opera instancabilmente per proteggere i minori colpiti dal conflitto in Ucraina, per restituire loro non solo un luogo sicuro, ma anche un futuro, una voce, una speranza. E il suo impegno va oltre l'assistenza, è un atto politico, spirituale, umano. Ci ricorda che la pace comincia quando nessun bambino viene dimenticato. Signore e signori, Mariam Lambert.
Good afternoon, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests and Member of Parliament, Honorable Member of Parliament. My name is Mariam Lambert. I'm the co-founder of the Emil Foundation, an organization that was created in sorry, I'm a bit too short, 2011, and we are focusing mainly on children. We provided humanitarian aid in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, and when the war started in Ukraine in 2022, we decided to focus all our resources in Ukraine. With one specific mission, it's to return children who have been stolen, deported, kidnapped from Ukraine to Russia or occupied territories. But before I begin, I would like to thank and to give my sincere gratitude to the organizer of the Human Economic Forum. Your dedication to bring together leaders and advocates around the most urgent issues is really admirable. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you to the organizer. Also, I have seen today that you have created a space where morality, responsibility, and humanity can be confronted with courage. And today it's very symbolic as well, because we are here in the Italian Parliament, a place where conscious law history meet. But for all of us today, our purpose goes beyond procedure and diplomacy. It is profoundly human. Because somewhere right now, a child is being deported. Somewhere right now, a mother is looking for their children for the last 4 years. Somewhere right now, identity has been completely erased. And we are here because of childhood. I'm here because of childhood. Childhood is fragile, irreplaceable, precious. And when childhood is under attack, the humanity is attacked. Over the last 4 years, we've been talking about the war in Ukraine more in military terms, military, geopolitics, but behind the headlines and all what you see, there is a truth that we cannot ignore. This war, like any other war today, is a war against children. And the Russian aggression is not about territories, it's not about geopolitics. It's an assault on democracy. It's an assault on human dignity. It's an assault on the belief that a child belongs to their family, not to a system, not to a conflict, not to another family, their mother. You know, I've seen the children who return from deportation. I met those children. I have listened to the quiet questions. I have held hands of mothers who are still looking for the children for the last 4 years. And with my team at Emil Foundation, I have been to the frontline villages 74 times. 74 times evacuating civilians under drones and missile attack. 74 times evacuating children with their mothers. And I have seen scenes that no human heart is trained to witness. And when you see that, you no longer speak in abstraction. You speak of duty. You speak of humanity. You speak of the sacred responsibility to protect the children. We always, believe that this war in Ukraine is just a Ukrainian tragedy. It's Ukrainian suffering. But the suffering is not just an Ukrainian tragedy, it's a global tragedy. When you see today in Israel, on the 7th of October, 44 children were killed. In Gaza, 19,000 children were killed, 21,000 were missing. In Afghanistan, 2.4 million of girls are denied education today. 4,000 children in Yemen every year are forced to fight. Childhood is being completely torn apart. And if we have to give a minute of silence for all those children in conflict, we will stand silence for more than 100,000 hours, 11 years. This is why it's unacceptable. And today, incidentally, and it's also ironically, we are celebrating the International Human Rights Day, the anniversary that proclaimed the Universal Declaration that an absolute right for every single human being, starting with a child. But the true respect of those rights can be just tested with a simple question: how do we protect children when it's difficult? How do we protect children when it's unpopular? How do we protect children when it's not in line with politics? And this is why the peace plan, which is emerging from the United States, needs to really get our full attention and serious attention. Because any genuine peace plan must start, begin, and end with a child. Any roadmap that return children to their families, that stop the bombing of hospitals and schools, and that guarantees safe corridors to the mother and babies, they carries moral weight that no veto can erase. And Italy, today, with its historic voice and its relationship across the Atlantic and beyond, can help to turn those proposals into reality and those words into homecoming. Our organization at Emil Foundation, we are working on two places, because we hear in Italy and in different countries that maybe those children were saved. That's not true. We are working every day with my team. The Ukrainian government is working every day on this. Those children, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have grandmothers, they are not orphans. Our organization, we have identified 40 children. We know their names. Those 40 children are in the Russian Federation. They were taken from their mothers. They were found in a Russian adoption database. 40 children. We know their families, we know their names, we documented, we completed all documents. But the answer to return them is completely silence. And that silence is not just administrative, it's human. It keeps a mother away from their own children. It keeps a grandmother away from their own children. It keeps a whole family completely away. Those children were stolen because of war. And that's not an excuse. It's a complete tragedy. And again, we are here in the Italian Parliament, the place where democracy and law is being discussed every day. But we need to face the truth. What is really democracy? What is really the law that we discuss, you discuss every day in this Parliament, when in reality we all know and we were wasting our time talking about law, talking about the international law, talking about the humanitarian law, making statements, making speech like today. But in reality, we just need to face the truth. The international order, which was built over the past wars is no longer functioning, is no longer enough. We need to reset. All those law which was based on past wars is no longer visible. But it doesn't have to be renewed by fear, by force, by speeches, by politics. It needs to be renewed by its people. We don't need a new map. We don't need to discuss which territories will be given to whom. We need a new moral compass. A world where the nation's strength is measured by how they protect the children. A world where mothers can be at the table, where discussion on the children are made. And I take this opportunity because, again, it's the European Parliament, to address a message to the Prime Minister, Mrs. Meloni, as a mother to mother. When a child disappears, politics is irrelevant. We need to understand that when politics is irrelevant, we need to put everything back into where it was and create a new international order. I would like to end by saying that, I'm the co-founder of Emil Foundation, and when we created that in 2011, we created Emil Foundation with a single belief that not a single child should be left alone in this world. We serve no government. We are independent. We serve no institution. We protect children. And today we have seen that we have representatives of different religions, but also the representative of the Holy See were amongst us. And it reminds us that compassion is courage, and protection is duty. So I would like to finish by a concrete action, 4 concrete commitments. It's to create a system for the immediate return of the children who are separated or deported from every conflict, for every children in armed conflict. And also to make sure that we all agree and we all fight for this, that children's rights must be non-negotiable. In every discussion, children's rights must be non-negotiable. And also we must create a system for long-term healing and reintegration for every child in an armed conflict. And finally, creating a coalition of states, of faith leaders, of civil society, united around childhood. I would like to finish this because I'm also a mother of 3 children. And I've seen how they play every day. And they ask me questions how unfair it is for the Ukrainian children to be taken. And they also see that some news are saying that those children were taken, or maybe they are better in another country. I will tell you also that I have to tell my own children that this is a lie. If Russia was saving those children, and because the international order doesn't work anymore, they would have evacuated those children in a third country from day one. They would have given all information about that child to Ukrainian government and their families. They would have also shared this information with the Red Cross or the UNICEF to allow them to visit them to see if they are still okay. And for 4 years today, they have done none of this. In the contrary, they are publishing all those children in a catalog, in a Russian adoption database. And that's what I have to explain to my children. At the end, because I know we are limited, I would like to remind everyone, and I'm sure you know this, children do not start wars. Children do not create hate. but they are the one that pay the highest price. So, with that in mind, when you look back and when history will ask you, what did you do in the faces of those stolen children when they will look back at you? What did you do? What will our answer be? That we look away because we were too distracted? That we look away because the politics were not aligned with my statement and my religion? That we let the children disappear into silence because we were all busy with other geopolitical discussion? Or will we say we choose the side of the child? Because that's what we should be. So choose the side of the child over the gun. Choose the side of the child over the politics, over religion, over paralysis. And one last message for you when you go back to your nations, to your ministries, to your offices, do not forget their faces, because they are watching. Everything is recorded. They are waiting. And my last word will go to the children in armed conflict. From me to them, from us to them, we need to tell them, we hear you. We see you all, and we will not fail you again. Thank you.